Hot take, Diablo 4 plays better than Path of Exile. It nails one thing and does it better than any other game in the genre: pacing. Path of Exile is extremely fast. That's just not for everyone. The vast majority of us don't have the type of zoomer focus after work and responsibilities to play, let alone unwind and have fun with PoE. I've personally gone from thinking every A.R.P.G needs to have that same pace as PoE. Diablo 4 slowed that down just a tad, and it feels so good. It feels just right. It's the smoothest visually as well. A visual massage, one might say. But everything else, on the other hand, let's get into it. I think I'm obligated to acknowledge that Diablo 4 is likely the most popular and profitable ARPG in the history of gaming, off the backs of a massive marketing campaign and streamlined systems that are easy to soak your sexy little toes into, and in no way do I think I could make a better product under the same circumstances. Credit where credit is due. Damn, that's a lot of cash, and money talks. However, let me tell you the unfortunate byproduct of marketing to the masses like that. There's no player agency. There are 4 major systems in Diablo 4 that are victims of this lack of agency. Nightmare sigils, horizontal power as opposed to vertical power. We'll talk about this. Aspects and skills. Now you might be thinking, but Womp, my guy, isn't that like the whole game? To that, my friend, I say astute observation. That is the whole game, you're right. So Nightmare sigils are completely random. There's no thought involved here. To compare the difference in gameplay loop between sigils and maps from PoE looks something like this. Nightmare sigil, check for unplayable affixes, teleport, do the dungeon, glyph XP, done. Map, which map do I want to do next? Let's juice this one. What kind of content do I want to interact with? Do the map. Gain drop rate after completing for first time. Control influence on the atlas. What kind of content do I want to do on this character this season? I.e., I need certain drops from Blight content. Let me do that instead of Delirium content. Add passives to atlas skill tree. Unlock several different things along the way. No player agency. Player agency. On to horizontal power. There is vertical power in every RPG game. You gain power and effectiveness through completing content, leveling up, and gearing up. Simple. Horizontal power, on the other hand, is how much control a player has over the content they interact with and how rewarding that content is quantitatively and/or qualitatively. What's interesting is that by simply leveling up and gearing up in games, we're able to access more difficult content that in itself is horizontal power, but it's only natural we choose what's most rewarding. And if all content offers the same materials and gear, we'll choose what gives the most experience per hour. Simple. There's an illusion of choice here. I won't go deeper into this specifically, but if you want to understand just how varied horizontal power can be, go look at the Path of Exile Atlas passive tree or drop rate blessings in Last Epoch. Introducing horizontal power is really the only major evolution of the ARPG genre since June 28th, 2000, over 23 years ago. On to aspects. I'm going to say this twice. Class-specific aspects should just be perks in the skill tree. Class-specific aspects should just be perks in the skill tree. If they're so powerful and transformative that there's no place for them in the skill tree, they should be put on usable uniques. Aspects should only affect character stats under certain circumstances. Perks should tweak a parameter of a skill under certain circumstances. Uniques should transform the skill entirely. This would fix everything, trust. On to skills. Again, there's an illusion of agency here. Let's hone in on how I played Rogue for the first time. Invigorating Strike, a little clunky. Blade Shift, why do you exist? Heartseeker, anything with stacking mechanics feels like trash. No thank you. Forceful Arrow, not bad, but no resource recovery? Nah. Oh, Puncture has everything. Barrage, no AoE, yet it's best at melee range. That's dangerous. Rapid Fire, seems good if you scale it, but no AoE? Flurry, seems good, a little clunky though. Penetrating Shot, seems good, but only against trash mobs. Oh, Twisting Blades has everything. This isn't how it should be. The reason I've played other Rogue builds is because I want to see if they can compete in any way against Twisting Blades with the same investment, not to see just how strong they can get or because I want to roleplay. There's a difference. In PoE, I exclusively play damage over time builds because that's just fun to me, because I know there are enough tools to make that fantasy a reality, and no one skill is so far above the others that it's an insurmountable difference. Glyphs and the Paragon boards are the only instances of player agency, and they're done pretty well as a system, but they could be refined as any system could. Player agency. Always keep this in mind. Even linear adventures like Halo Combat Evolved have more player agency than Diablo 4. I've read that some people are sleepy when playing Diablo 4, and this is why. There's just no thought involved, no meaningful choices to make, no mechanics to watch out for, no rush of adrenaline when you drop items. If you change everything I've talked about, there would be. A.R.P.G is an acronym for Action Role-Playing Game. I get that the action comes first, and you nailed that. But don't forget about the role-playing, or the fact that it's a game and not just a product. Thank you for listening. That's the video.